and welcome to our design masterclass with a total and utter indulgent focus on one of our really popular methods, and that is of course resin. It's lovely to have your company. I'm Vicki and I am so delighted to have the company of the gorgeous Hansa Oxberry. Yeah. She's a brand new lady that she's joining, and she's a Hansa. Hannah Oxberry, hello, lovely lady.
Hello.
In a different disguise as you were yesterday evening.
Yeah, the girl with many hats, as I am now.
Yeah, that's right. One of our presenters now in the team, having to step into the mix yesterday evening. Anybody who tuned in, you probably were just watching Hannah Oxberry at one point going,
yeah,
not normally doing this job, normally in front of a computer making people deliver things on time. She did a fantastic job yesterday evening, didn't she? Wasn't she an absolute star? Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're very proud of her, and we're very appreciative of keeping the show going. Well, I tell you what, she's going to do something special for us today, because she's taking off the presenter hat and she's putting on you are our resin expert.
I am, yes.
And you have been indulging in really exploring some fantastic potential from resin.
We've been really pushing the boundaries, and I'm really excited to bring you some new ideas with resin today.
Yeah, and it is brand new ideas, isn't it? Things that we haven't really explored. You know, certainly for me, you know, when we've seen resin in the past, we've already appreciated its wonder. And I mean, there's loads of different avenues you can explore, but I think today we're going to just see something, almost a new side of resin. So keep watching. You've got an hour of inspiration to look forward to, and also some great deals. So if you haven't yet got resin into your collection, if you haven't yet explored resin, this is definitely 100% the time to start. Okay, so you have got here everything you need to get started into resin. Now, to the point where we have been so meticulous that not only are we giving you all the ingredients, we're also giving you things like scales that you can be so precise with your measurements. Because the nice thing about resin is that it works really, really well, but you need to be very precise with its actual ingredient formula. Now, not only do we give you all of the essentials of the tools of the trade, you also get all of the ingredients, including the resin, and you also get the hardener. You're then also going to get in this kit all of the additional bonuses that make a resin a very, very exciting aspect of jewelry making, thanks to how you can set your individual resin designs into your pendants. So we're going to give you, within this this full mix of the starter kit, 6 of your silver plated pendant blanks in a variety of different shapes and sizes. So you're going to get your ovals, you're going to get your rounds, you're going to get your hearts, you're going to get your square. And you're also going to get not just the pendants, but you're also going to get 2 sizes of your earring bases as well. So you're going to get your earring base. So, you know, when we're going to do the starter pack, and I think you might have noticed this with every one of our starter packs, we don't like to just give you minimal, we like to give you maximum potential for your jewelry making, because I think often is the case, you try something once. I was like this with a couple of our things, like especially with our enamel. I tried it once and I thought, oh, I liked it, but I thought, you know, perhaps maybe I'm not good enough. But the second time round, so much easier, and we tried to give you as many ingredients and as many facilities to make as much jewelry as possible from the starter kit, so that you can really explore the avenues of it rather than just getting that taster. Sometimes, you know, my husband said he didn't like peas until I made him eat them several times a day for many weeks on end, and now he likes them. Torture, I think it was called at one point. Now, with the starter pack, you're also going to get the DVD. And that's why this is so good, because within this starter pack, not only do we give you all of the tools, not only do we give you all the ingredients, not only do we give you all of the setting bases, we also give you the final most important aspect, and that is your actual step-by-step tutorial of how to get started. This is your introduction to resin DVD with a fantastic Claire John, taking you from the very beginning all the way through to creating pieces just like the one to the center of this DVD. It is going to be a very popular offer that we're about to do, because we've never done anything like this to my knowledge before. To my expectations, we have never done this before. Now you do have, just to highlight, you know, I said you've got all of the ingredients. The ingredients, you need the hardener, because that's the part of the resin formula that gives you the strength to the finish of your jewellery. So that's your hardener. Now what you then do is you mix the hardener with one of the colours, and as you can see here, we're giving you 3 different options. You've got your blue, you've got your clear, and you've also got your red within this. Now you can see you get a significant amount. You might go, well, why is that bottle not full? But the simple fact is that actually is a full formula that you're getting. So I think I'm right in saying it's something like 20 grams, rather than it being a measurement in terms of litres or millilitres. You standardly work with resin in grams. So you've got 20 grams of resin, and then you will be able to weigh that out within the scales. So that's the reason why. And when you start to see how little you need to how far it goes, you really will get an identity of this is not about making 1 or 2 pieces of jewellery from resin. There's every chance you could be making 20, 30, 40 plus pieces of jewellery from this one starter pack. It's going to go a long way. So your blue, your red and your clear are all available. And just to show you, if you're going to use resin for clear, take a look at what Hannah has made with clear resin. Isn't that wicked? Isn't that absolutely amazing? Have you seen inside? Can you see all of the beautiful pieces that are inside? How did you make those float?
It's actually, we'll look at that when we come to making the pieces, but resin, although it cures over 24 hours, it becomes tacky quite quickly. So you just add them in stages over about an hour, and they will sit at different levels.
That's how you did it. It's like you did proper thinking and everything.
I thought everything, yeah.
Hey, she's not just a pretty face, that one, mind. You've got there all the potential of the clear. Let me show you the blue as well, because this is resin. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That is a proper party ring, isn't it? That is a funky party ring, and that is all made from resin. If I just hold it like so you can see, and this is all from the blue resin. If I just bring in the blue resin, you see that, Claire? Yeah, that's how you do it. So, all yours. Okay, so you could be making that, you could be making the bracelet today, you could make this all from just this starter kit, and then of course Hannah's inspiration. So that's what we're going to get to, but before that I've got an absolutely storming price tag for this starter kit. So if you haven't yet got resin into your collection, this is the day to do it. Don't think about it too much, because the facts is that we are about to do a price tag that is a no-brainer of a deal. This really is a no-brainer. Oh, if you're wondering, because I've gone through everything apart from this little tube here, this is your hand protector. So effectively, instead of wearing gloves, put your hand protector on, and your hands are protected. And it's not just protecting your hands from the resin, it's also protecting the resin from your hands, because of course you have natural oils on your fingers, and obviously if you put anything like hand cream on, etc., it will affect the resin. So the hand, this is almost like a hand protector, you from the resin, but also the resin from you as well. So that's to be used every time you work with resin. So this is everything you need to get started, even down to the little pots and mixers you get within this full starter pack, and these are all essentials to your creativity for resin, plus the DVD to inspire and take you step by step on how to get started. This is going to be one of the big deals of the day, and we've done some big deals today, as you may have gathered. You may have gathered it's been quite a busy day. It's already been big, but why not now make it even bigger by adding to your order our resin starter toolkit and starter pack for a price tag that is nowhere near the price that we launched it at. And we're about to take this price tag to a price that we've never ever considered doing before. Now, this is an exclusive masterclass price tag. Outside of this masterclass, the price will go back up. I've got to reiterate this categorically, that we will put the price straight back up again outside of this masterclass. So please appreciate, if you don't buy now, you won't get this price tag. To my knowledge, this is going to be a one-off masterclass exclusive price tag. It is your starter resin kit. Should be and launched at $39.95. Now, when you consider you could be making, what, 40 plus pieces of jewellery from these ingredients and on all of the additional accessories, you could be making a lot of jewellery for $39.95. But how about this? How about this? We are not even going to drop $34.95. We are not even going to drop to $29.95. We are doing a one-off masterclass exclusive, and I told you if you tuned in we would make it financially worth your while, not just for inspiration but to get the ingredients for $24.95. This is the time to buy. This is certainly the time to get this. If you've thought about it, you've ummed your rod, right, this is better than an exhibition price. This is better than a trade price. This is the masterclass exclusive price tag, and not surprising, a lot of people are excited, especially when you see jewelry like this. Especially when you see jewelry like this, your instinct is right to think, hang on a minute, if I could create jewelry like this, and I could probably, if you went into, maybe an art shop, not an art shop, I mean like what's it called? Like a gallery. And sometimes you go to galleries and they sell like exclusive jewelers pieces. If you saw that, you would not expect it to be anywhere near the $24.90. That is such a funky work of art, let alone it being a beautiful piece of jewellery. My sister would love this. Hannah, I might need to commission.
I
might need to commission. Mm-hmm. My sister would love this. It'd be a great Christmas gift for her. Imagine if you could put memories of an experience that you've had together inside.
I've done some amazing pieces with the resin. You can put vintage lace in it. So if you're making bridal commissions and you want to give a bride a token of her day, you can use sample fabric from her dress. You can put the flowers from her bouquet in resin. It's all about saving memories.
Photograph of somebody special.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've got somebody who you want to treasure and you perhaps want to wear them close to you. That's brilliant. It's almost like a contemporary take to the locket.
It's a very contemporary take on a locket, but it's like a mini time capsule. The elements are endless with resin, so.
Mini time capsule. To be honest, some of the years I don't want to go back to. I've already got, if I had a choice, do I have to go back to we've already talked today, both Gemma and I have accepted the fact that we actually owned the same shell suit. Do I have to go back? Do I have to do a time capsule of the shell suit?
I think from a fire hazard point of view, I think we need to leave that where it is.
Health and safety says no to the shell suit. But I love that idea. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're going to give us a little bit of a taste of a variety of ways of working with resin, aren't you?
Absolutely. Now, obviously with resin, it does take 24 hours to cure. So however much I would love to spend 24 hours showing you how to create a single masterpiece.
Don't you dare say that you're not going to.
24 hours, I can't. But what I'm actually going to do is show you 3 different stages to create 3 different types.
Commitment.
Gonna stand here for 24 hours, Hannah.
I've been presenting for 14 hours yesterday. If I could do that, you could do 24.
I can do 24. So what is key with resin is to get your working area set up ready. Now, it looks a bit like a crazy mess at the moment, but it's because I like having all my pieces to hand, and it just makes the process a lot quicker, and it runs a lot more smoothly.
Okay.
Obviously, I've already put on my hand cream, my barrier cream, and that just saves the dyes or anything in the resin, dyeing your skin, and like you said, the oil is affecting the resin pieces itself. I'm working on one of our Teflon sheets, which are available on the website as well, because resin being resin, it obviously cures, it's very hard, and you don't want to ruin your best table or anything like that. So we are all prepped, ready to begin. So what we're going to do is I'm going to firstly show you just how to mix and pour into one of your bezel settings. Now you can put whatever you want into these bezel settings, but for the purpose of demonstration, I'm actually going to use some alcohol inks and just show you how to create little patterns and things within a bezel. So we're going to take the first part of your resin, which is a base resin, and we're going to pour that into our mixing cup, which is all set up on our scales. Now it's 2 parts of this particular solution to 1 part of the following solution. So I'm going to weigh it out in grams, and I'm literally just going to pour into the cup 2 grams of the base. And you can see just dropping it through, so you can actually be quite precise with this.
And precision is pretty important, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. It's important to weigh it out correctly, which is why we've got the scales in place. Now these scales do have an automatic time off feature. So what I would always recommend is remember that you've done 2 grams of base and then tear your scales just to refresh them. So I've done 2. I'm now going to use the dropper of the hardening solution and drop in 1 gram.
So it's 2 to 1.
2 to 1, exactly right.
2 to 1. So for every 2 of the colour or of the what was this one that you were using?
Base.
The base. So every 2 you would put 1 of the hardener.
That's exactly right.
2 you put the 1 of the hardener. Okay.
So I've got my solution mixed up with the right amounts. And this is where your mixing stick comes in. Now you want to be quite gentle when mixing, so you just want to literally make sure all of the hardener and the base is mixed together well. And this is what begins the curing process. The liquids will stay liquid until they meet each other and they begin to cure. Now you notice I'm stirring quite slowly. I don't want to go too fast. I'm also pushing out any air bubbles, because if you stir it too quickly, you're creating air bubbles and trapping air bubbles, and they will show in your design. So you just want to be really, really, really gentle with that. And you want to stir for about 2 minutes. But for the purpose of demonstration, it's not going to matter too much if I begin pouring. Now there's 2 ways to pour. You can either pinch the cup to create a funnel and pour straight from, or if you want to be more precise, if you're using bezels and things, you can scoop. Literally scoop straight into the bezel design. And you see, if you create a little funnel, you can just encourage that through with the mixing stick as well. Now you want to make sure you are applying that across all the base and just pushing out any air bubbles from the design. Now you'll notice I'm working on the acrylic block, which comes in your starter pack, and that's because you need to work on a flat surface. Obviously this is a liquid, it will find its level, so you want to just work on a
And the
on a
acrylic
flat
block
surface.
does come with the starter pack,
That's in your
doesn't
starter
it?
pack, yeah.
So that if you're working with the bail, that's it's really important to remember that the moment that you put the bail on, it'll obviously tip and it'll all float go out. So
it's going to be a mess.
And
so,
I only
yeah.
know that because I have already done that myself once before.
And it's the same with the earrings. It's actually got 2 little holes in, so you can pop the earring post through and again work on a nice flat. Now the surface tension on the resin will begin to cure fairly quickly, sort of within 5-10 minutes, and obviously under studio lights it will cure faster than that. So at this stage you can basically add whatever you like. At this stage with the bangle I would have added some watch parts or lace or whatever you like, but if for the purpose of this demonstration we're actually going to introduce some alcohol inks, and I believe we have a pack ready to bring on screen with the different inks and things.
Have
we
now?
indeed? Have we indeed?
They're suggesting that we were organised there, Hannah.
It is, it is. So I'll just show you quickly. Now the alcohol inks have a really, really fine nozzle to them. And what we need to do is just simply drop, however random, you can be really random with this, drop onto the surface of the resin, and look how that spreads.
That turns into like solar quartz.
It does, and you'll see, because you're getting that reaction from the alcohol ink and from the resin, it will start to pool and it will start to draw back on itself as well. At this point you can add different colours, you can add different patterns, you can leave it as that. It's really quite fun, it's good fun. So we'll add a couple more drops just to really mix it up a bit, and I'm using a different colour to show you the highlights of these. And you're trying not to shake as you put it in, because it's the sort of cleaner the drop, the better the pattern you get. And that just runs through. Now you can leave it like that, Or using a cocktail stick, you can start drawing the alcohol inks together and creating quite funky swirls. So you literally, anywhere you want, and draw through. And you see, because you've got different surface tensions, you've got different dynamics to these parts, you're actually drawing through the colours and creating swirls and patterns.
Oh, that's lovely.
You don't want to overdo it. You want to keep really fine sort of lines through it and wisps through it. But it just creates a really almost sort of 1970s retro look to your piece. And you can go to town, you can build those layers, you can introduce more colours, and each time stirring through with a cocktail stick to create wisps and fine lines. And as long as you leave it still, they won't bleed into each other.
I know, and that was about a week. Claire, my director, just went, any chance of you picking that? And then she went, no. Yeah, I can't lift that up to the camera.
But that will cure within 24 hours, and we can put some pictures up on the Facebook page of that as well.
And do you just leave that in normal?
Yeah, the idea with resin is to keep it at a constant temperature as well. So I know some people put it in their own cupboard to cure overnight. I just leave it out on my workbench, obviously away from the cats, because they're quite partial to sticking paws in things like this. But yeah, it's the idea is to keep it in a constant temperature. So don't put it on a windowsill or anything like that if you get a draft or anything, because it will interfere with the curing process.
Okay. So if you do want the alcohol colours, then we do have a little bundle available within this masterclass. And again, these are masterclass class.
Class.
It's because I'm stood next to you. I feel like I always have to make an effort. You know, your masterclass, as I would say it all, masterclass. Your masterclass. I can't even now say masterclass without feeling odd. Your special event, your special event offer is just for this occasion, just to highlight. We only have 50 of these available. Okay, so it is a case of first come, first served. Now you're going to get the alcohol colours that you've just been working with, and you're going to get the colours as you can see there. Oh, that's a nice colour, wild plum. Then you've also got raisin. And then you've also got your eggplant. I wonder where these are from. I wonder if they're from America. Eggplant, aka aubergine. So you've got your 3 dies, and you're going to get some gorgeous pink wire. That's your 0.8mm gauge wire, and we will see how Hannah's worked with this wire shortly, so all will be revealed. And then finally on top of that, we're also going to give you this, I mean, probably for many people who are already into perhaps your enamel, or perhaps you've explored polymer clay, even the likes of your silver clay, etc. This is already probably in your wish list. Well, now's the time to get it, because it is your cabochon molds, and as you can see, a variety of sizes and shapes. You've got your ovals and you've also your rounds, and they are flexible molds, so it means that easy to remove as well as easy to use. And you do get a little tutorial information within this, within the mould as well. So you're getting all of this for one exclusive price tag. But as I say, I only have 50 available on our masterclass offer. So 3 of the alcohol dyes, then you're going to get the wire plus the mould, and all together for one price tag. The price you should be paying, £29.75. The masterclass price that you're going to get for just exclusive 50 to offer is £19.95.
Wow. Good price. That's a very good price for what you're getting there.
Well, when we were at the exhibition not so long ago, you were looking at single moulds, and that mould. You are literally. It's like you're infiltrating my mind. Like I'd ever say the word mould. Mould. The single moulds were, £15, £20, weren't they?
I mean, this mould is competitively priced on our website alone at £12.95.
See, I think that's
already really good.
I mean, exhibition pricing was 15 plus.
Yeah, it was.
For some of those, some of just the simple moulds.
Yeah, just the single moulds, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this one.
And of course, they're reusable.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you can use them time and time again, can't you? So it's not like you've got to use them once and as I say, polymer clay, your silver art clay, your enamel, any of those. This can be utilised for a variety of different techniques. An exclusive price tag and an exclusive offer for just 50 buyers. Unfortunately, half the stock's already gone, and I have got phone buyers on there who are waiting to be answered. So please do be patient with us. We'll process your call as fast as we possibly can. It is a free phone number that you're dialing 0800 644 655, or join us on the web if you prefer at www.jewellerymaker.com. And if you have already bought from us today, of which I've no doubt if you joined us on the day show, you could not resist a variety of the big deals that we've done today. You've already paid your P&P. These are just added to your order offers. So
we're going to see how to use these now.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
So again, we're turning on the scales, zeroing them, and we're going to use, again, just the clear base hardener. Now I've got my mould set up, I've got what I want to put in the mould set up as well ready, and we're just going to pour out a little bit more this time. We're going to do 3 grams for one of these moulds, but don't worry, if you don't pour out enough the first time, you can make more, you can mix more and add it. That's the beauty of resin. It's not, you're never going to go wrong with it as such. You can add to it.
Okay. And once you've added the hardener, that's when you need to crack on, because you've got, that's when it starts to obviously
That's when
cure.
It starts to cure, exactly right. So I've done 3 grams of the base, so I'm going to do a further 1.5 just over of the hardener.
Okay.
And again, start mixing.
So it's always the ratio for whatever you're making is 2 to 1 for the hardener.
Exactly right. Now, using my mixing stick, I'm making sure I'm getting it right into the corners of the cup, around, I'm scraping it around so this is becoming mixed really, really well. I've got a bubble in there, so we just push that out and continue mixing. Now I'm going to pick one of the moulds. You can see I've already been using this mould. It's not going to transfer into my clear resin. But again, just scoop and pour the resin into one of the cabochon pieces here. And you see I'm scraping through, I'm using every last drop of the resin to ensure the whole mould is covered. We've got a few little air bubbles in there, so we can just poke those out with our mixing stick. And for this purpose, I've grabbed some cuts of wire. So we always say, keep any offcuts and things, don't ever throw anything away. And it's for this purpose. You can literally lift and sprinkle straight into the resin all your offcuts. Now you can use offcuts of polymer clay, offcuts of silver clay, or offcuts of wire to create really different techniques, different looks. Or if you want to use photographs, film negatives look amazing in resin as well. And it's all about just using something a little bit different and creating your own unique jewellery. Now, what we need to do is just let that have a surface tension to it before we introduce the ring mount. To make the ring mount, we grab a length of wire and our ring mandrel. It's a really, really, really simple technique this. I demoed it on air the other day. We wrap around the ring mandrel 3 times, leaving one longer length and one shorter length, and we snip that down. We bring both lengths across each other, and using our flat nose pliers to get a better grip, we clamp in the middle and twist. You don't want to be too forceful with this. You just want them to cross so they're together. You can then wrap the shorter around the longer to create a bobble, if you like. Snip that down so you've got no sharp edges, and then you push a mould around in a shape that follows or matches as close as your cabochon shape. So we're just creating a base which we can dip into the resin to hold. Now I'm going to snip that down again so there's no sharp edges. You can tuck that underneath. You created there a really, really simplistic little ring mount with a little bubble to the top, which is when the resin has cured just a slight amount, your handy Andy comes into play with a ring mount already set up, and you have to get it so it sits perfectly. Literally lower that so it's touching and embedded into the surface of your resin, and you leave it to dry.
Well, that's it.
That's all you need to do. You just let it dry, let it cure. Because of the reaction of the resin, because of the reaction that's going off, it's hardening. It will harden around the bubble that you've created to create a ring.
That's wicked, isn't it? Now, the Helping Hands information is just at the bottom of the screen there. EBZX40 is the code, and it's £4.95, so less than £5. We did do a little bit of a special deal on that earlier on today. If you watched the repeats, we did a Get Started bundle, and we gave, I think, pretty much, you know, yeah, we did a very good price tag on that, so it might be worth watching the repeats for that bundle. Out of interest, when you're creating the rings, just for those people who have perhaps not made a wire ring before, do you standardly go for a ring size? Say, for example, your N to O. Would you always go for a larger size?
I always go for a larger size. So if I'm an N to O, I make it a size O on the ring mandrel because it's a wider ring shank that you're making, and that will fit tighter on the finger.
Okay.
So I always do it like that, and it's just about mixing it up. It's just trying different things, putting different things into the resin. You can add your alcohol inks at this stage if you want a backing colour to the dome, and you literally just leave it to cure. It's very, very quick, easy makes.
And after you've left it, this is the result.
Absolutely.
Man, that is cool.
It's just, and you think this is just offcuts and what, 3 grams of resin, and that's all you're using.
And you get 20 grams of resin, don't you?
You get 20 grams of just the base, and then you get hardener on top of that. So you're not even using 3 grams.
No, you're not even using. I was going to say.
Yeah, it's
going to go a long way.
It goes a long way. Yeah, I mean that's a huge, great big cabochon, whereas that one's slightly smaller from the same mould.
And then there's the same principle on this piece as well.
Yeah, and that one I've actually used the aubergine alcohol ink and transformed the colour of the resin and added some glitter, which we have, you know, all different colours glitter on the website. And it's always about curing or leaving the resin first and then adding your components into it, just to ensure you've got that layer, that base layer of resin as the surface tension to the bottom of the cabochon. Then you're introducing the wire or the glitter or whatever you like to the surface.
Wicked. They are fab.
They're just really, really good fun, funky rings to make.
Rings. And the thing is that if you were going on a night out, you know, and you didn't have that perfect feature for the hand, and you just, you know, you knew you got 24 hours, why not make, you know, even if it's just a case of, you know, taking a piece of you know, material or getting a little bit of, as you say, the variety of bits and pieces that you have available to you, setting it into the resin and creating yourself a really funky looking piece of jewellery.
You can create anything you want. Buttons look amazing in resin. Just the possibilities are endless. So just come in, grab this and experiment with it. You know, you can't go wrong. It's an amazing price today.
It is.
And you can create some really fun pieces.
And the starter pack, don't forget, $24.99. 95, I beg your pardon, $24.95 is the price tag exclusively for this masterclass. You've probably got about 25 minutes left on that price, and then the price will go back up. So if you do want to get it within the masterclass scenario, this is the time to buy it. $24.99, and you get everything you need to get started into resin, including get the bales, as you've seen Hannah already work with, and of course then you can start to explore by adding in the likes of the mould and of course all of the oil. Now, beside me as this compound, I haven't seen this for ages.
I know.
We haven't worked with this for a while, have we?
We haven't.
Now the compound is essentially you making your own moulds.
Yeah, so basically what you can do, so you may have come in and brought your own cabochon moulds, but you might want to be exploring the next level. You might be collecting things at home, keys, watch parts even, anything you can think of, you can take a mould of, within reason. Obviously don't mould small children or anything like that.
Good advice.
Silly. So yeah, anything you can think of, you can mould.
Glad you're here for that safety advice. Really glad you gave me that safety advice. Here's me thinking I was going to do that.
You never know. Well, you could. I suppose you could actually use it to make fingerprints if you're into fingerprint jewellery.
Oh,
so
cute.
you could do that.
Cute.
But I get asked an awful lot, what do you do with the moulding compound? How do you use it? What techniques can you achieve with it? So this is what we're going to show you for the next probably about 15 minutes of the masterclass. Now, again, it's all about measuring quantities on this. I've already got my barrier cream on, so I'm okay to touch the moulding compound.
But it does come with a little pair of plastic gloves.
It does, yeah.
As part of the offer that we're going to do for you.
Now, when you open them, again, it's just like the same principle as resin. These will stay as your two parts there until you start mixing together. It's when the mixing occurs that they begin to cure, just like with your resin. So you want equal parts, so 1 part blue to 1 part white. And I've already got in place a ring that I wear at home that I want to take a mould of, just there. So I'm using something quite big and chunky to introduce into the mould to create a mould of. So let's start mixing. I'm going to grab a good significant handful of the white. I don't know why I always start with white. It doesn't matter which way you start. And I'm going to grab, a nice same amount of the blue. Now, it doesn't matter too much if they're not exactly the same. You're never going to be able to measure these exact.
Now, it does come with the mixing spoons.
Yeah, you can absolutely use the mixing spoons, but you are okay to touch it.
Okay, but you've got the 2 spoons. Just to highlight, with the spoons, you do get, as you can see, one with the blue and one without. And what I will say is I remember being told, I think it might have been you that told me actually, don't cross-contaminate the spoons.
Don't cross-contaminate, because if you cross-contaminate and then put the blue spoon in the white pot, you're going to start the curing process, and you're going to ruin your
So be specific,
things there.
Be precise, use the right spoon for the right pot, and they're labelled so that you know you've got that, so you're not going to mix them up. Okay.
Now, you've only got about 5 minutes to work, so what I'm doing is literally just grabbing and pulling and folding until I'm getting an equal colour, and you'll see it will go like a light blue of the moulding compound. I have to work quite quickly because obviously the lights in the studio and the warmth in the studio is setting it. So I've made quite a nice big ball there. I'm going to grab what I want to take a mould of and push it. Now, you notice I'm pushing the larger size in first and then introducing the back of the ring as well. I'm flattening off the centre and bringing up to encase that ring in the moulding compound. Now, I'm not going to cover it entirely because I want to be able to release this from the mould easily, but I'm just making sure all the features of the ring are encased in the moulding compound. Now, the reason why I've pushed that side in first is because that side is thicker, and obviously at the back of the ring shank is thinner. If I push it in flat, it's going to be a wonky mould. So if I introduce resin, the resin's going to run to one side. Yeah. So you do have to make sure you just take into account anything like that. You want it to be as flat as you can in the mould itself. Now, that takes about 5 minutes to cure. And what you'll find after a while, when you stick a fingernail into it, it won't make an impression. And as soon as it stops making an impression, that is when your mould is ready to use. It won't take long under these lights.
Quick, isn't it?
It's very, very quick. So I will just take that off the bench and move it, because
here's one I made earlier.
One I made earlier. Look, I've got it all ready. So this is exactly the same mould that I've just created, and we're leaving to dry. And we will go back to that and show you how to release the ring from the mould as well. But for the purpose of the work there, here's one I made earlier. Now,
shall I do this? Shall I do this as an offer while you go?
That's fine.
Let's do that now.
That's clearing, that's fine.
Okay, so you've got here your compound, and you've already seen Hannah working with it. You get a lot, actually.
You do get a lot.
You get a lot. You're going to get a lot. So you create your own moulds. You can create your own finish. You literally can put anything inside the moulds once you've created them. So whether it's going to be enamel, it can be a silver clay, it could be your polymer clay. You're basically creating your own mould. You're creating your own design. So if you've always thought to yourself, I wish they did a mould that had whatever it is, and you've never found one, make your own. Perhaps you think to yourself, well, wouldn't it be fun if they did a mould in a knife, fork and spoon? Fine, make your own. That would be a really funky piece of jewellery. Perhaps you've always thought to yourself, wouldn't it be interesting to know what a toothbrush looked like in a mould? Make your own.
That's incredible. I might have to go and try that now.
Toothbrush?
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
That'd be really good, wouldn't it? Really funky, like little toothbrush.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. It's just, have a go. Work it out.
That'd be really
Try
cool.
anything.
If you do that, I'll have one.
Okay, I'll make you one.
Brilliant. It is your compound, 200 grams in total. Now, ordinary price on this, outside of the masterclass, is $34.95. So that's the standard price tag. But to today, and again, you've only probably got about 20 minutes to get it at this price tag, we're price slashing. I don't even know where we're going to on this.
Ooh, come in and get it. Get two at that
The
price.
reason that Hannah's a little bit surprised by that, I think it's fair to say, Hannah knows everything about our product. She's our product manager. Hannah knows the price that this should be at.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant deal.
$24.95 is all you pay. So if you do want to get this, I will just quantify and clarify and remind you over and over again that these prices are only honoured until the end of the masterclass. Outside of that, Hannah Oxberry will have a word with Kim, and it'll go straight back up to $34.99. When I say a word, several
angry, loud words.
Words, just words. Nice, passionate
Yes,
words.
yes.
No anger.
We don't
just
do
passion.
anger here at JM.
Just passion. If you want to join us, $24.95. Have you heard what Kim's name is?
Nora.
Nora.
Yeah, Batty prices.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I like it.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
I like it. I look for a Nora as well.
And Kim says she just loves being called Nora.
She's her favourite.
She does, yeah. Best thing that she's ever had. I'm actually going to get her a special mug that says Nora, so that she and buy her special tights.
Yes.
$24.95 is all you pay for your compound there. So it hardens very quickly.
It hardens
That's
very
what
quickly. We are.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty much done.
Ah,
Now it is a little bit of a faff to get things out of moulds,
is it?
but they are stretchy, so you can tease them out quite
Okay.
easily. This one's coming out quite easily, and that's just pop that out,
Huh.
and you've literally got
Your mould.
a perfect mould of the ring.
That's good, isn't it?
It's very good. Very good. Very easy to use. So, again, how do we now put this mould into practice? Well, I'm going to grab one of the beautiful glitter enamels that we have, again, in another offer coming up.
I have to just say, I'm interested at is there's a lot of people ask me about resin and does it smell? It doesn't, does it?
It doesn't really. I mean, this actually smells just a tiny bit more than the normal resin, but it doesn't really smell.
No, but I have to say, like, I think most people expect when you say resin, you've got like, you know, it's
Chemically,
you know,
yeah,
chemical.
and
But
you
it's
don't
not
get a
at all,
smell
is
from
it?
it,
That's the
no.
thing I just want to, you know, highlight. I think, you know, when you used to think of resin years and years ago, it was quite important, but that's because it was kind of undeveloped. Whereas now,
this is
you
there's
really
new
have
development
got that,
techniques.
Yeah, development of the product. So now, you know, it really doesn't have that overbearing smell that perhaps you would relate to that kind of product.
Well, I'm just scooping the base glitter resin into the cup here. Now it's actually quite a lot thicker because you've got the glitters in it, so it's quite nice to scoop and use. And I've used 5 grams of that.
And it is special glitter as well, isn't it? It's a
is
little bit,
special
you know,
glitter.
with the polymer glitter, it's got that special texture to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same principle, you know, we're using the right product for the right reasons.
And again, these packs do come with their hardeners as well. So because I've used just over 5, it's 2.5 grams of the hardener.
Okay.
And we're just pouring that straight in.
And again, the precision on this is pretty important, isn't it?
It is. And actually, it sounds strange, but I find the glitter resin cures faster and is easier to work. Strangely, I don't know why that should be, but it is.
Okay.
So we've got quite a full pot there,
Haven't we?
of your purple.
That's because you're making
glitter.
quite a big piece of jewellery,
Yeah,
aren't
so
you?
I'm just using, you know, just a larger amount. So I'm using about 7 grams in total. And again, you see it's about stirring that together. And because it's thicker, it does take a little bit longer to stir. But you'll see already, if I lift that to camera maybe, that is beginning to become more runny. When it scoops into the pot, it's quite thick. But because we've added the hardening agent, it does become a lot more runny. And we're just mixing that through. And I just absolutely adore the colour of this one. It's like a cross between dove grey with an introduction of sort of blues and purples through it. It's a really, really lovely colour to this resin.
It'd go very nicely with the eggplant dye.
Yeah, it would actually.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. And again,
it's like tanzanite.
It does look like tanzanite. That's the exact right colour for it. So I've stirred that. Again, if I was at home, I'd probably stir that for about 2 minutes. But rather than pouring directly into this mould, I'm going to be scooping using the measuring stick and just scooping through. And it does take a little while. It's a bit gloopy, this, but it's quite satisfying as well. And you're just literally scooping and lifting it into the mould. And the nice thing is, with your little stick, you can push it around the mould to ensure that it's hitting every surface. All the mould is covered.
And you haven't put anything inside there, like an oil or a wax to...
Not at all.
You're literally just pouring it straight into the mould.
Straight in.
Okay.
And it really doesn't matter. You see, I've dropped a bit over the edge there. It doesn't matter because you've only dropped a little bit over the edge, and it will come off. It will chip off. You'll see that when I lift the other piece out of the mould. It's quite easy to sand through and ensure you're getting a lovely finish. And I'm just scraping the pot and introducing all the glitter, all of the resin into the mould. And again, I would put that to one side and leave that to cure. Now, don't be impatient with the resin. You've got to let it set. You've got to leave it 24 hours, and it will set. It will be rock hard. It's quite incredible actually that it goes from a liquid to a rock hard substance. But don't fiddle with it. Just let it be. Let it set. I know the temptation is there. So.
And out of interest, I just noticed, because obviously we've got the hand protector, and it has gone on your hands. Best way to wash? Just normal soap and water?
Yeah, normal soap and water. It is sticky, but because you've got your hand protector on there, it will come off. You just need to wash it with soap and water. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay, I just didn't know whether there was anything that we needed to know about that.
No.
Well,
so let's pretend that's secured for 24 hours. And then you get, obviously, all finished in your mould, just like so. There we go, it's the exact same glitter that I've used. I've just poured out into the exact same mould, and we're just going to release that from the mould, and we gently just squeeze around the edge, letting it lift through. Now, if you can't quite get it out, you can introduce a cocktail stick and just ease that through to allow yourself to get a thumb and a finger in just to poke that out. And you're left with a really lovely design. Now, the great thing about the silicone moulds is it gives them almost frosted finish.
Yeah.
Now that you can either leave it like that, it's quite funky, it looks quite amazing, but you will see you've got perhaps a little lip where you've perhaps the glitter or whatever has just bled over the side of the mould. All you need to do in that case is grab some sanding paper and sand.
Wet sand or just dry sand?
You can wet sand and dry sand this, and that's absolutely fine. You can use our needle files that we have on our website as well, just to get into all the sort of features of this piece. Just buff it all up, and you can go through to the very, very fine sanding paper and sand the whole surface. And that will take off the frosted look and introduce a much more glittery look to your piece as well.
And I've just popped on a couple of those just to see my funky. This is my night out.
Night out jewellery. Exactly right.
Nobody messes with me on a night out when I wear these. That's for sure. Look at this. This is a disco dancing effect.
It's a very disco dancing effect.
The thing is that we're going to give you all of the options to be able to create these kind of looks with this really big bundle, and it's a bundle of loveliness, because you're going to get, and I'm going to get them all out. Wow, you get loads.
You do get, and it goes a very, very long way as well.
Wow. Are we doing these as separate, or are we doing them all in one? Whoa, hang on. Okay. All three Okay, this is going to go a long, long way, isn't it? Now, you're going to get a combination of your silver, black, lilac, pink, orange and bronze resins. So some are glitter, some are pearlescence. Now, I wonder if it's worth me just getting the pearlescence just to show you. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that could make some really nice looking jewellery, couldn't it?
It's a very vintage look to it,
really
isn't it?
Nice. Oh yeah, that would look gorgeous with the wedding jewellery.
Yes.
You know, like getting that nice.
With the roses, mesh roses.
Yes, please. Lovely. So you have here a combination. Let's just give you the exact, so I know that you know exactly what you're getting. You are going to get your silver glitter, you're going to get your lilac glitter, and you're also going to get your orange glitter. Then you're going to get your black pearl, your pink pearl, and you're going to get your bronze pearl. So you're getting 3 of the glitter and 3 of the pearl. Then we're also going to give you 90 grams of the hardener. So 90 grams of the hardener, 30 grams in each of the pots. So normally we sell these as packs together like so. So you get 2 glitters and a hardener, you get 2 of the pearls and the hardener, 2 of the... So you normally get them as packs like so, 1, 2, 3. Instead, what we've decided as an exclusive, once more, it is an exclusive deal for the masterclass, and we're literally probably about 10 minutes away from saying, if you don't buy it now, then you don't get it at all on this deal. We are bringing you a buy 2, get 1 free deal. So you buy 2, and then you'll get the further pack for free. So you're going to get 90 grams of hardener, and you're going to get 3 pots of the glitter resin and 3 pots of the pearl for 1 price tag. And that price tag should be $44.85. Because it's about, I think it's about 14, something around, for about £14 for each set. Instead of the 40s, we're not even touching the 30s, and we're giving you buy 2, get 1 free at $29.90. And the potential of this range is massive.
Absolutely massive. You can mix them together if you want a slightly darker look to your glitters. If you want to introduce just a slight pearl, you can mix all of these with your coloured resins, with your clear resins to make them go even further as well.
Now here's a question. If I was going to make a mix of these, and I'm doing 2 to 1, I remain with the 2 to 1. So if I'm doing half pearl, half glitter, I do, for example, I would put 2 grams of the pearl, 2 grams of the glitter, and then I would have to do, so that takes it to 4. So the hardener, I would do 2 grams of the hardener.
Exactly right, yes.
Okay. So, I get it. So you would be going, if you wanted to do a 2 to 1, you have to do whatever the resin is, whether it's glitter, pearl, whether it's the transparent, it doesn't matter, as long as it's 2 to 1 to the hardener.
Exactly right.
Brilliant. Okay, I've got that. So 2 to 1 on this one. Well, buy 2 get 1 free actually on this one. Buy 2 get 1 free with the sparkly glitters resin and the pearlescent glitters all together with the hardener. And you, as I say, you get 90 grams of the hardener in total. 0800 644 655 is the number to dial, or join us at www.JewelleryMaker.com for £29.90. Just to highlight the fact we have seen this fantastic bangle at the very beginning. Can you just how?
So what you would do, as exactly the same as how we've made these ring moulds, is you just step it up. So if you can imagine, what you're doing is pushing this into a sausage of moulding compound. So you'd roll out a sausage, put it around your bangle, and squish it in and pull the mould up around the edges. Now, because obviously it won't take a huge amount more than what you would for a ring, because you're using it in and around, so you've got a hollow in the middle and it creates like a well on the inside. You can also get bangle moulds. We are looking at introducing them to the range in the near future, the next couple of weeks as well, so that will make it easier for you as well. But you would literally sort of grab a sausage of your moulding compound, roll that out and squish this in.
And it would be exactly the same principles of what you've done there, but just in the larger.
Yeah, just in the larger scale.
You said when you created, because if I just profile it, you can see that Hannah's managed to get the watch bits literally from the top to the bottom. So what you were saying was this, you obviously you left that for 24 hours.
Yes.
But in that 24 hours, you returned to the
month. Now it's really important just to add, don't be afraid of the resin. So what I've done in this particular case, I've put into my mould a layer of resin to begin the process. So this initial layer is just clear resin.
Okay.
I left it for a little bit and then topped it up with the rest of the resin because I just wanted a flat surface to this. Then what I did after maybe about an hour was introduce the first layer of watch parts. I left it maybe 30 more minutes, went back and just kept adding. Now you will see when you go to add, they will all sit on the surface.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. It's absolutely fine. You just grab one of your mixing sticks and push them all down, push them into the mold, push them into the resin where you want them to sit, and leave them. And you'll come back to it after maybe 5-10 minutes, and the resin, though it looks a mess once you start stabbing it, it covers back up. It finds its own level again.
And is there a point where that won't happen? So do you have to do that within the first 2 or 3 hours?
About 2-3 hours. You should be absolutely fine. And then you just finish it with another layer just to seal it of resin, clear resin on top. Perfect. And then just let it set and dry. And
polishing in terms of, can you I mean, we've said there's a little bit of a matte finish to that. Is there a polishing way of
yeah, absolutely. Again, you can go through, on the website we've got sanding papers that go from rough through to super ultra fine, and you just step up the levels. So you can sand it wet, and you can sand it dry, and that will begin to create this beautifully highly polished finish. And eventually, once you've gone all the way through the layers, you do get this lovely finish. Really, and it's just about putting the work in. You know, you can leave it frosted, it looks amazing frosted, but if you do want that high shine finish, just spend a little bit of time polishing it, getting rid of any sharp edges, smoothing everything, rounding everything off. And you can actually then introduce, if you want to, Dremel. You can Dremel these as well to polish them if you've got a Dremel at home. Yeah, Dremel that through.
But what's it on the polish mode? The Dremel?
On the polishing mops and things. Once you've gone through all the sandpapers, just to bring it up to a high shine finish. Now, obviously, from a health and safety point of view, if you are polishing it, it is going to kick off resin dust. So it's best to sort of wear eye protection and a mask as well, so you're not breathing any of it in. But you can just leave it frosted. You don't have to polish it, and it will give it another look entirely as well. Yeah,
I love it. It's just a brilliant idea, isn't it? And for every aspect of what you've made within the masterclass, it feels like it's achievable.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know,
it's
I feel
very
like
easy.
It really is. It's doable, isn't it? It's just so easily doable. You can see these fabulous looks created by Hannah within our show. I'll just pop that one on as well, so I know I've shown you all of the different designs. Aren't they fab?
It's just really, really fun, funky, quite contemporary jewellery, but it's, again, adding another element that you can put your own twist on. You can make these unique, you can make them your own. And if you are looking to buy this to then sell on these component parts, I mean, you could charge, once you've done all your polishing and finishing, you could charge £5 a ring. And I would be able to get out easily, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 rings out of the glitter pots, and that's going to town on big chunky rings as well.
So saying they're not small rings,
not
are
small
they?
Rings at all.
Yeah, you've gone for feature size rings.
Absolutely.
And just to recap the starter kit, just so I know that I've given everybody the chance to get it at this price tag, to highlight that it should be $39.95. Now you get everything within that to get started, everything to explore the avenues of the resin. But here we're now giving it to you for how many minutes left have we got? Right, for 2 minutes, because as soon as we come off air, Kim will go back in and she'll put it back to $39.95. So you've got 2 minutes, and I will be really precise with you. If you don't buy in the next 2 minutes and you buy in the next 5 minutes, you will be paying $39.95. It's as simple as that. We've been really specific on this, but because the price is so good, we've got to highlight this is the time to buy it. $24.95 for you. The full resin pack that you've got here includes the 30 grams of hardener. You get the red, blue, and the transparent resins, so you can work with a variety of different looks and effects. And of course, you can mix them all up and really work with these. You will get the measuring scales, you get the perspex, you'll get 3 mixing pots and the mixers, plus you'll also get all of the pendants. These are silver plated pendant bills. You can see plenty of potential, and you've already seen Hannah working with these at the beginning of the masterclass. Then on top of that, you're also going to get your earring settings, and you're going to get 1 large pair and 1 small pair. And as I say, Hannah has said the perspex is designed to set the earrings into as well. And to finish it all off, you get an hour of technique with one of the masters of resin, the lovely Claire John. It takes you step by step to introduce the incredible, simple and yet effective technique of resin. Step by step, perhaps you need to go through the measuring, perhaps you want to actually do it, pause and stop and do it with her. You can do all that with the DVD, and it comes as part of this. Now, if we just remind, our DVDs are £4.95. If I said if you take £4.95 from that price tag, everything there you're looking at is less than 20. Everything there is less than £20 because the DVD is £4.95. So that's a cracking deal, and it is now. You've probably got 1 minute to get that price tag. 1 minute, and then Claim is going straight in and changing those prices back up again. So good luck if you've got that one. Congratulations! Can't wait to see the results on the Wall of Fame. It'd be really nice to see some, new rings and some new designs coming through.
We'd love to see them.
With the resin. It'd be really nice to be able to, to see those results, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Congratulations if you've joined us on that one. I know you'll have enjoyed it. Lovely to have your company. Don't forget, we're back at 5 o'clock with The Late Show with the gorgeous Elle. So you take care of yourself. Thanks for your company. I'll see you later on next week. Bye.